In this next part, we want to review the resource side of navigating a Microsoft project. In our previous parts, we covered comprehensive navigation on the Gantt chart with or without details and on the task usage view. And now we want to take a similar tour on the resource side of Microsoft project. So if we look at the right-hand side of our navigation chart here, we see resource-based information. Again, broken out to with assignments or without assignments. So the first thing we want to explore today is resource-based information without assignments. And it tells us here on the far right that we want to look at the resource sheet. So when we look at the resource sheet, we get there by clicking on the resource tab, and we can choose different views here. And one of the views is the resource sheet. The other thing we can do, I'm going to remove the split here, which I would always recommend before changing views. The other way I can remove the split is to uncheck details on the view tab. Okay, I can right mouse click on the name of a view on the left here. If I right mouse click, it gives me a list of all my views, so I can choose resource sheet that way. So let's explore the resource sheet. The resource sheet, again, like the Gantt chart, has a table applied. So if I click on tables, I'll see that the entry table is applied. This is the default view in Microsoft Project using the resource sheet. Going back to our navigation guidance, it says to look at note 3. And we usually go to these notes to see if the resource sheet is showing us what we want to see and what we can do if it's not. Again, these views are both for input and output. If I wanted to put information into Microsoft Project, I could go to the resource sheet, use note 3 to navigate to the right view, or if I wanted to do output. In this case, what if I wanted to see all the work-related information about the resources? If I go to note number 3, I'll see here, finding the right information in the Gantt chart of the resource sheet. It says apply a table that contains the columns or fields you wish to view, or add columns to an existing table, or add columns by editing an existing table and then applying that table, or creating a new table that contains the columns you wish to view. Let's go to Microsoft Project and see how we could apply work-related information. So if I wanted to see the work, the actual work, the remaining work, the baseline work for these resources, I'm not seeing those fields. I can add the fields, or I can apply a table. Usually it's simpler to apply a table first. So if I apply the work table, I will see here the work-based information. We can see the work, the overtime, the baseline, the variance, the actual, and the remaining. Again, we're not looking at this information spread over time. We're just looking at information for total on the task. I'm sorry, for this resource. I can apply different tables. If I right mouse click above my ID column, I can apply the cost table. In this case, there's not much to see. What if I were to use this for entry? I wanted to put data entry in. What if I wanted to change my rates for my resources to $100 per hour? Now when I apply the rates to the resources, I might ask the question, what are the costs of these resources? Again, I can take the table called cost, and now I see the cost of each of these resources. We can see the actuals are 0. Why are the actuals 0? Well, if I apply the work table, again, I'm right mouse clicking above the ID column, I can see that there's no actual work, therefore there's no actual cost. We can see here that these resources have not been baselined by looking at the baseline field. So in review, when we want to see resource information without assignments, we go to the resource sheet, but oftentimes we don't see the fields we wish to see. So note number 3 here tells us to apply a table, or add columns to an existing table, or edit a table and apply it, or create a new table that contains the columns or fields you wish to view. In our next part, we'll look at what happens when we look at details, when we look at the assignment related information for our resources, when we see what tasks are assigned.